Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello, how's everyone? How's everyone? Thank you for being here. Thanks. We have Josh Jackson and also Abe Diaz. We're here. We're celebrating Veterans Day. This is super important for us here at Data Meaning. We always love to, salute and honor veterans. This week is super important here in the U.S. To say thank you to individuals like Josh and Abe for their service. Very important for me too. I have many family members that are in the military, and I'm honored to be around them and have them as friends. And thank you for your service. There's always individuals that will be here on the chat. I know we have so many that are also veterans. If you want to put in the chat where you from, where you at, anything you want to share with us, that would be great. I wanted to say a little bit about the show to those that have never been on the show before. So this is 3 at 3 is 3 charts at 3 p.m. is a mystery chart show, and what we do here is we have three charts, and these charts are a surprise. They're a mystery, right? And we have this panel of individuals. Like today, we have the honor to have these veterans, and we're gonna have veterans data, or military data, right? Anything related to the veterans and military will be here today. And each one of us have a specific chart or visualization, and they can be good or bad. It doesn't matter. What is going to happen is we're going to have an open discussion. We're going to talk about if these charts are great or bad. What do we think about them? And this is just a really crazy and really cool, entertaining way to learn about data visualization. And most importantly, if you're interested in participating, you can also be a panelist with us. And let us know if you're interested. And Aaron is going to put together there in the chat soon a link where you can sign up for a new week. Every single week at 3 p.m. we're doing this. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is that we're doing this like I said, until next year too. We already have all the weeks until May. And what you're going to find is we're going to have this conversation around these questions. We're going to show that visualization, and we're going to say, hey, what is this dashboard all about? What do you like? What you don't like? Is there anything that is not clear? And finally, what can we do to make it better? What can we do to do some adjustments to this visualization to make it better? And that's pretty much what it is today. And I want to introduce our panelists here today. Again, the thing is very important. We have Erik is going to join us soon, hopefully. And then he's a project manager from the U.S. Air Force. We have Abe Diaz, social media manager from the Marine Corps, and our own Josh Jackson is a senior director of sales here at Data Meaning, where I work, and he's from the U.S. Navy. And it's an honor to have them here. Josh, you wanted to show us something that he had in a magazine that he was an honor for us. I mean, I think it's amazing. I mean, that you were in that magazine from the Navy. He wanted to tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, real quick. We were at a meeting earlier today as a company, and somebody made a comment about me, and I said I was famous. I promise you, I was centerfold of the magazine. So the Navy All Hands magazine that goes out every month. When I was stationed in D.C. with the Presidential Honor Guard, they actually have a centerfold of what it takes to make the honor guard. And so the centerfold picture is actually me. I can see if I can go in a little bit.
Wow.
I was the head of the drill team there for the U.S. Navy, and they got an aerial shot of me throwing the rifle up with the bayonet on it. And they took an aerial shot from the top of the barracks to look down and made that the centerfold for their story. So one of those memories that I've got with me for years to come.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. The other thing, so we have a couple. We have Timothy, also another veteran. He said Timothy. What is that? I think, yeah, correct. And we have. Let me see. I'm just trying to. I wanted to see, the veterans that we have here and watching today. For us, is really important. Like I said. Oh, we have Ethan. Thank you, Ethan. I was looking for you. Ethan is here. Ethan is another veteran. He also runs with Abe, the Tableau Veterans Advocacy Group. Is another Tableau user group. Can you tell us a little bit about the user group, Abe? So to invite other people to be in that group. They invited me, and it's a great group. So please, go ahead.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me on. And so the Veterans Advocacy Tug, what we do is we just hold meetings just like the other tugs, but our emphasis is helping specifically veterans, spouses, dependents, or any supporter of a veteran that wants to learn, analytical skills, mostly with Tableau. But then I think the biggest thing that we're doing is we're finding veteran organizations, taking their data, helping them visualizing it. We just did a data drop last week for Project Echelon. So we got that challenge going on for another 12 days, and the best viz will win. And all in all, it's going to be, we're going to really hope that people promote their business so we can help spread the word of Project Echelon and the other veteran organizations that we're helping.
Thank you. So we have Chris Williams. Thank you, veterans, for all your services. And thank you. I mean, that's super important. Thank you, Chris. We're going to start right away. I mean, Abe, you can share your screen. So Abe have a visualization that he wants to share with us. And I already was checking some of the visualizations from Josh. I think they're amazing. So we're going to get that in a second. So Abe, if you can share your screen, we can start. Let me take my screen out right here real quick. Let's see. Sharing. That's when your chair.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. It's trying to share.
Awesome. So Ethan, I have it here in chat. Where you guys can find more information about the Veterans Advocacy Tableau user group. Very great team. I mean, I participated in the last one with them, and it was amazing. I mean, it's worth it. Are you able to share?
My Chrome is going super slow.
Okay.
So sorry about that.
Okay. You want to change to Josh? Okay. So let's change to Josh so we can fix that. Josh, you want to share your screen? I cannot hear his voice, right? Oh, I see it, Josh.
All right, you see it?
Yeah, we can see it, Josh. Thank you.
All right, and then also, Abe, I pulled yours up here too. If you wanted to, if things are lagging, you want me to run it on mine, we can do that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, but one of the things I always look at, I pay attention to, is just in the veteran community and how things are going from a job side of things, unemployment versus employment rates, and one of these the dashboards that got sent over to me. That I was pretty excited about, Yamil, that you had sent over. I started looking through it, was the breakdown on unemployment rates for veterans versus non-veterans on a county by county basis. And all the data is related to veterans themselves, but just the dashboard alone, I'm kind of a fan of, because it gives you a very simple way to make your selections of states versus counties in the state, and then do comparisons across those counties to see what the unemployment rates are in certain age bands, also what the veteran population looks like. So you can very quickly and easily see what that breakdown is. And then other socioeconomic statuses in the veteran community, as well as the state itself. There we go. So this is one of those Tableau dashboards that I look at, and it's very engaging to me. It's very easy to read. As the introduction said, I'm a sales guy, so I head up the sales organization. Been in the data analytics space for a while, but at the end of the day, I am a sales guy. So this isn't what I do for a living. I don't build charts. So I look for ease of use. I look for ease of comparisons, so I can see different trends and patterns very quickly and easily. And how can I filter down? And this is one of those comparison charts where I look at this and see, okay, I've got a veteran population that I can literally hover over and I get quick tooltips showing me insight into that county so I can see what's actually going on. And then we can start scrolling down and seeing more information. I love the fact that, Yamil, I think you do this in quite a few of your dashboards. Guys on the team, Aaron has done this for a lot of adding these tooltips that just give quick little snippets of insight to the data whenever you hover over different areas of the charts, so I can even see more information. So if I keep my mouse off the dashboard, I just look at it, I can kind of see what's going on, make very quick and easy comparisons. But then if I want to zoom in and see, hey, tell me a little bit more, I could sit here and just very quickly gain insight. So that's kind of how I see things from this dashboard and things that intrigued me.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey, you still with us? So
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. Hey, what do you think about this dashboard? What was your first impression? First time that you seen it, what was your first impression? Like it's a great dashboard, Josh. It's a great. I really like it. I like it because it's so easy to go through. It's telling you its story. But I want to see what Abe think about this dashboard. First time that you seen it, what do you think?
My first impression, and I think it's way better than what I made. But it's I think it's really cool. It breaks down everything. Veteran population, veteran proportion, the unemployment rate, where veterans fall in the kind of the poverty level. This is really awesome. So like as a veteran, like getting out of the military, what would be the takeaway that you want them to kind of get from this visualization?
So one of the things that I look at is, let's say I work for the government. Let's say I work for a veteran outreach group, a nonprofit organization. As I'm looking just here, obviously it defaults to California, but I look for certain counties, right? Whether it's San Bernardino County, San Francisco County, and I start seeing veteran unemployment is more than non-veteran unemployment. Okay, what are things that we can do to actually help with veteran outreach? How can we bring attention in certain counties to work with getting that veteran outreach? I can tell you, I'm a little bit of a different story, but there's a lot of veterans that I know that when they were transitioning out of the military, it was a lot of unknown. My older brother did 12 years in the Marine Corps throughout 2000, early 2000s. And so for him, he was a grunt. Right? There's only so much that relates to normal civilian life. And so those are situations where you look at veterans and say, how can we get more outreach with these veterans to make the transition into the civilian world easier, help them with finding employment in fields that are relatable for them or fields that they actually they would enjoy. So these are things that I look at of saying, hey, how can we do more for veteran outreach?
Gotcha. That's awesome. We have a couple of comments in the chat. Let's see. We have, I like how can I instantly see comparisons of non-veteran versus veteran employment. And we have Chris saying this dashboard provides instant answers to status question, which is paramount. So we can see that, and then I think that Joe Warrington, he's going into a little bit, he's going to, already to the next question. Thanks, Joe. So what can we make it a little bit better? What he thinks? Some people think that it can be better. So he's saying that he would prefer a dash or like a comparison in one single chart. Maybe I know what he's talking about with a slope chart, and he said, hey, maybe just one chart, and then you maybe have a filter or something that you can see different things. What do you think, Abe, about that? What do you think? What do you maybe seem confusing for you? Maybe is anything that is confusing?
Anything that is confusing. What? So like in the second row, unemployment rate, there's the orange, and then looks like a little blue. Okay, no, veteran versus non-veteran. Yeah, I was just kind of not 100% sure what that was.
So we have
one of the things somebody actually pointed out there in the chat. I'm trying to find out who just said that. Somebody in the chart said it. The socioeconomic status. This is great to see, but it's also very busy. There's a lot of letters, a lot of numbers, a lot going on. So it's great data to see, but it's extremely busy. So for me, these nine panels are great. As soon as you drop down here, it's like, what else can be done here to make this a little bit more digestible?
Or exactly, or maybe it could be in another, like one more chart, like in one more page. Maybe next page could have that information. I think we have here, Erica said, does the map needs to repeat 3 times? I can't find the difference unless I am missing something. Okay, I see that. Oh, wait, 1 second, guys. Here we have Erik. Erik, how are you? So, it's another veteran, and we're going to show him soon. It's a veteran from the U.S. Air Force. He's going to join us soon. Um, so another thing that we have here from James. James is saying, Erica, in the case the user has chosen California for all three, but it will not always be the case. That's interesting. Okay. So, Josh, you can select a different state, yeah? Okay, great. Yeah, select any other state. So that way you can select a different state, and then hopefully you can compare one state to the other, right? Okay, great. I like that. Okay,
let me choose my county here. Let's see how good or bad my county is doing.
Please.
There we go. Williamson County, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Veteran unemployment is much higher. So these are not good numbers. While non-veteran unemployment is extremely low, veteran unemployment is relatively high comparatively speaking.
Yeah. So we have Ethan. Let me see what he says. He says, I like the education and section. I would love if this dashboard could connect the dots there. Is there a correlation of education and unemployment? Could we somehow engage veterans population in specific counties to increase education? Okay. What do you think about that, Abe? But what Ethan said?
To increase education?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's on the screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So education in what way, you mean?
So it says if the education section, where's the education section, Josh? Let me see. Okay, right there. Okay. So it would be great if you can connect everything. If there's a correlation between education and unemployment.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's a little too tight and small. I think for me. I mean, I guess I would also maybe put something in there like with the GI Bill as well, kind of like showing the veterans like there's a correlation between having your degree, and then if they do want to go to school, then throw something in there for them to find more information about the various GI Bills that they can use.
So we have Aaron saying it's here in the chat. He's saying it's not really clear to me unless I am missing something. But are the maps showing the percentage of unemployment or the percentage of employment or the percentage of unemployment? Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
The percentage of the county. Yeah, it's the percentage of the county that are veterans. So up here, Montgomery County, Tennessee, you got 20% are veterans, right? And I believe that's because up in Montgomery County, that area, I believe that's where Clarksville is. There's an Army base up there.
Okay.
So,
Eric, can you hear us, Eric? Yeah. I don't know if we can hear you. Just say something. I mean, if you can hear you, just want to see if you can hear us. I know you're there, but wanted to see if we can hear you. Okay. So let me see. So what would you do, Josh, to make it a little bit better? In addition to what you said at the bottom, that you will not add that. Is there anything else about those pie charts that you think maybe it can be better or maybe easier to understand? Maybe any font, anything that you would like to change here to make it better?
So the veteran population, I like this right here, the middle, the donut charts. That's what they're called, right? The donut charts, or
yes, the donut charts.
So I'm a big fan of. I actually like these. I would not change these at all. That's me. Okay. The socioeconomic, I would change these because there's a lot of information here that I think could be presented in a better way. I feel as though there's a way for us to understand when you select a county here, what's the median income for that county, right? Below poverty level, disability. Or number one, poverty level and disability, is that something that is actually going to add value here? I'll be honest with you, I don't think it does when it comes to the veteran status of poverty level and disability percentages. I do believe the educational side of things is fairly important to note. As you start talking about unemployment rates, veteran, non-veteran, what counties you're in, and then understanding more about that county across the nation, as you drill into it to say, hey, you may have higher unemployment rates, but here is the typical veteran educational attainment. So if you start to see correlations between education in certain counties and unemployment or employment, right?
Okay.
There's different correlations that can be made. And it's not always to say that, hey, this bachelor's degree actually helps unemployment in certain counties, especially if certain counties are not ones that have a lot of jobs that require degrees.
I see. There's a bunch of great comments in the chat. Here we have Brandy. Thanks, Brandy, for being here. The bar charts are nice. I like that they are all on the same scale. But there is also so much wasted space. Huh. Interesting. Ethan said, I think the data will be better represented by converting the donuts to bar charts. Okay. And there's somebody from LinkedIn say, this is a very sort of veteran art charity case flavor. What about looking at successful veteran employment data as well, integrating that into the overall picture? Successful career path needs to be emulated in many cases. And I think, let me see. Wow, we have tons of comments. I see when I hover, it actually is the percentage of veterans for that county. Okay, great. Yeah, we have the link is in the chat. If you guys want to open it on another screen and you want to see it. Eric, can you talk and see if you can hear you? No, we can still not hear you. No. Let me see. One of the things that I think, the colors, I personally like the colors, right? I like that the colors, I like that they're trying, like Josh says, the hover is great. I think at the bottom, of course, I will change that to the donut chart. I think could be represented better. The maps may be too small to be able to understand what's going on with the charts, but this is great data. There's no doubt there's great data here. So I really like that, that this is great data that you can definitely visualize in another way. This is one of those great visualizations that you can use this data and do a makeover and redo it and make it better. Let's see. Eric is good. Eric, can you hear? Can you hear us? Can you talk?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
That's great, Eric. Great. Awesome, Eric. Well, I just wanted everybody to hold on a second. I wanted everybody to see who Eric is. I think it's very important. Hold on a second. Here, everyone. So this is Eric. Eric.
Hey guys. All right.
So Eric's from the U.S. Air Force, and he is the dad of one of our friends here, Andrew Kim. So I wanted to say hi to Andrew Kim and his family. And he's here. You're from the U.S. Air Force. Tell us a little bit about you. And sorry if that, we had some technical issues.
Yeah, no worries. Appreciate the intro and the opportunity to come on board. Yeah, so as you said, Andrew's my son. I am actually a third generation Air Force guy. I do have a daughter serving in the Navy. She switched teams, but that's okay. It's all good. It's all support information. So they're not all bad, right, Josh?
Nope, not all of us.
So yeah, spent 9 years in the Air Force, traveling around the world and in support of our country, and it's been just really fantastic organization. And I appreciate what you guys are doing to bring light to what the military does for our country. So I think we've got a lot of great information, and from what I've seen, it looks really interesting to go ahead and break down what our folks out there can see. So I appreciate you sharing this, Aaron. It looks like a really good slide for what you've got here for this county comparison. So I don't know if you've covered other slides, but this one looks pretty intense. I know that the military likes a lot of information. I know that the slide that I sent over that we're going to cover later, talk a little bit more about it. But yeah,
thank you. Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
And
what is anything that grabbed your attention? Josh, you want to say something?
I was just going to say the only major thing about this dashboard that I'm not a fan of, there's one big glaring thing, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't point this out. It says Deloitte up here. It really should say Damien. I should have done a little copy, a little erase, or some clip art or something there.
No, that's fine. Remember, those are accountants only. Sorry.
Yeah.
They're not
So go
data
ahead.
individuals like us. Well, so Eric, what was your first impression, or what do you think about the actual chart here that we're looking at? The information, maybe something that got your attention, that you think it's awesome or something.
I think that there should be because there is a county by county comparison. I don't know, maybe if there was some sort of color corollary between, the intensity of a population density or whatever that specific part's going to be. I think a color coordination would be really nice. It is, I think down at the bottom is a little bit busy. I think it's a little intense for us to have to drill down and look at some of that information. But overall, I think color and the bar charts tend to read a little bit easier. It's traditional, but I think overall that would be my initial impression. Is just,
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know what we're gonna do, since Eric is here. Thanks, Josh, for this one. Now, Josh, we're gonna put you in the seat. You're gonna look at what Eric has. So Eric is gonna have a great one. So Eric, Eric told me, this is the thing, Josh. Eric told me that his is really bad or something, like a little ugly. He said. So let's see. You're worse than the good. His is on the ugly side.
Yep.
Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Yeah. Whenever you can. You found it. The screen is the share screen's in the middle. The bottom middle. Yeah. See if you can share. We have a lot of comments in the chat. If anybody wants to keep on looking at that, look amazing. Thank you, Ethan, for all the great advice. Let's see. I got. So Abe, this is Eric.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Another
How's it going?
We're honoring the veterans today, and I will not stop saying thank you for all of you for your service, all of you, and also for the ones that are in the chat too. I know there are many veterans in the chat too. So Eric, are you able to share? Let's see. Yeah.
Mine?
No. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Great. Oh my goodness. He told me. Eric told me that this was one of those. So what do you see here, Josh? I know this is too fast, but what do you see?
I'm wondering if a salesperson made this.
Yeah.
Look, man, basic to the point. I always joke around. It's it's pie charts and bar charts, right? That's it. Yeah, it's extremely basic, and you've really got to go into it. There's no story. There's no relationships. There's nothing that you really have to go into each visualization to see what they're even talking about. It just looks like 4 different charts that, again, I'll throw the sales team under the bus, but it's like a sales guy made a chart for a PowerPoint real quick and didn't get input from anybody who actually understands data. Yeah, there's no correlations.
Where do you got this, Eric? Tell us where you selected or where you find it.
So I went to Statista, and I thought about how data is presented. Exactly Josh's point, that this is representative of something that may have been produced in Harvard graphics going way back, and I think that this was really ugly. So I thought this would be a good thing to kind of talk about, because as much as and I know the Air Force likes simplicity. They're like, just give me the basics. This is a little too basic for me. I like the information that's contained in there, but I think the way that it's presented really leaves the mind to wonder, well, what else is there, and what's the greater story? So I think, Josh, you nailed it. It doesn't have any type of flow for story, and I would like to see more information come about. Where are we going with the story, which maybe needs to find a little bit more alignment between what we're seeing. So that's why I presented the ugly, because I wanted it to kind of get beat up on, so people say, what would I do? How would I challenge myself to present this differently?
Exactly. So Abe, if you think about it, this is missing the number one thing on data visualization, a title. It doesn't even have a title. There's no kind of what is that we're trying to tell here? What is the title of this visualization, right? That's missing that. What else do you think, Abe, that you found, or what do you think is interesting, or what anything that comes to your mind?
Um, yeah, sorry I'm so close to the screen because I have it like the one on LinkedIn pulled up, but it's like super lagging. Um, so I kind of really can't see what's going on with the bottom left, the veteran employment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's better.
Thanks.
Veteran unemployed. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is like not having like an overall title because it looks like it's like four
Four
dashboards.
charts.
Yeah, instead of like just one big dashboard.
Just four charts that don't say anything, right? There's no comparisons. For example, in this one, veterans headcount, right, will be instead of being 2016 to 15 to 17. What is really important is the variance from one to the other, and we can talk about Josh about this. If this is for sales, Josh, you don't care about this. You want to care about if I'm increasing my sales or I'm decreasing my sales. Correct, Josh? That's the important thing.
Yeah,
That's good information.
Yeah, it's kind of like so like where it has the stars from 2017 and on. It looks like that could be like, all right, this is maybe like a forecast, but it
Mm-hmm.
starts
Yeah.
2017, then we get to 2020, and then it looks like we're jumping in like 5-year increments. I don't know like HR analytics or HR data really much, so I'm not sure how far ahead forecasting is done for headcounts.
Correct.
I would probably keep it to just 5 years instead of 25 years in the future because who knows.
Yeah. What do you think, Josh, about that? With that one for particular?
I mean, I would agree. We're forecasting. We got an annual basis for the first 6 years there, 2015 to 2020, and so it's an annual basis, and then it jumps up for 5-year increments, and it shows a severe dip. There's a lot of changes that could be made, just economically, the world we live in, everything else under the sun. I mean, look at last year for the world, right? Trying to forecast out 20 years is a bit extreme based off of 5 previous.
Correct. I agree with that. I mean, when I saw that this was a forecast, I was like, wow, I'm forecasting 40, 50 years ahead of time. I mean, I think it's crazy, right? It's way too much. I mean, I don't know. I don't think that will be that accurate, right? And that doesn't make any sense. I think that Joe's saying time traveling military, good catch on the axis labels and skipping years. Okay. We have
Somebody else mentioned the head count would probably look better as a line graph since it's over time. Pretty good point.
That's a great point, right? That may be better. And we have Paola. Thanks, Paola, for being here. I know Paola for a long time. Yes, a title is definitely necessary to contextualize the user. I can understand the numbers on the stack bar, veterans unemployment. Okay. So definitely, definitely this needs a title. It needs a title. It needs to make more sense. It needs to compare something to other things because it's not telling you anything. It could be a line chart here. What do you have on the right of this one, Eric? That one, okay. This one's a little bit easier, I think, to understand. This is the only one that actually makes sense to me.
Yeah.
This is a ranking going, from top to bottom. Of the expenditure of veterans in the United States in 2019. I mean, because I can see really quick, right? Virginia versus Texas or Georgia versus New York. I mean, this one makes a little bit more sense. Let's see. They didn't put a dollar sign on the number, so
Right.
and it doesn't even have. So the formatting should be improved. What do you think, Eric, about this one?
I think the readability, just if you were to parse this out, is definitely easier. But I think that without a title, I mean, we know that this is expenditure, but it should be simple. We should be able to read it, look at it within a few seconds, and be able to digest it. And I think again, we really missed the mark on this. So I also feel like maybe they kind of sectioned it. They should have been able to see all 50 states on something bigger so that we could see where does everybody stand. I mean, it certainly leaves a lot of people wondering But what about my state? How much are we spending? How much are we spending on me? I mean, and if you're not on there, then you're just wondering where everybody is.
Yes, Yamil, if I could jump in here to
Yes,
add to it, I would say something, two changes that I would make. And again, I'm not the dashboard guru because there's some of the comments I'm sitting here reading which make a lot of sense to me, but I would never have thought of. But this right here, I would take it as a top 10, right? Show the top 10 and then have a link to click more to actually see the full stack, because otherwise you just have, I mean, there's 50 states. And then what if we add in territories and things like that? That can be a pretty substantial sized graph for just one, horizontal bar chart here. So I would pick just the top 10 and then a link to expand upon that even more. The other thing is, when we talk about expenditure on veterans, this is pretty slanted for the fact that Texas and California, then Florida have the highest population in the nation, right?
That's right.
So in my eyes, I say, what about expenditure per veteran in the United States by state? So how much is being spent per veteran? That way, if you have 1 million veterans versus 100,000, obviously the amount being spent on 100,000 should be less than 1 million, right? So the amount spent per seems like a more reliable stat or a figure that I'd prefer to look at.
What about average instead of like the sum per state? Is it like the average like per veteran, and then what exactly it's being spent, or however deep they want to go with this viz?
Yeah,
correct.
I like that. I like that because when you think about the expenditures on a particular veteran, I mean, you have depending on what their disability is, some are rated like 50%, some are 100%. So some of that's pay based. Then you have others that are in medication. Some are based on equipment, whether they have a wheelchair or accessibility hardware, that they're those type of recurring costs, medications. There's so many aspects of that that could really be broken down that are really unfair. And this doesn't really do a good job of breaking that down. It's a big fat number, and it's like, what does that really mean?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
think that chart could be its own dashboard, honestly.
Yeah. This one is very interesting, right? The gender. It doesn't even tell you that, right? In the title. These titles are all over the place. They can be so much better. And the previews, the title, like just said, it should be top 10, etc. Right? It should tell you what it is. And in this one again, we have to look down. Oh, okay, this is gender, and still it doesn't tell you exactly what it is that they're trying to say here, trying to provide us a story. What is the story? What is the idea of creating this visualization here? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Let me see. We have. What do you think, Eric, about this one?
I think there are a few different things to look at, and one of the key points is that although you have male and female, which you can kind of do, maybe if you had a lead that showed what the actual count is, but it's not even really contextual, because we don't even understand what the original number was. So that I mean, on active duty per branch of service, there are varying percentages of women that are in service. So when you look at the veteran age bracket, what was the original percentage? Does this count those the facts of who's counted as a veteran? Because don't forget, at some point, if you were given a dishonorable discharge, you're not counted in there. Does this parse this out? Does this parse out who had an honorable or dishonorable? Does it count? It doesn't even tell you who was actually counted. So I'm not confident that everybody's head count is actually included in here, and that's a key factor.
Correct. It doesn't even tell you what day. Is it 2021? I mean, maybe it's 2021. I'm not sure, right? It's not 100% clear here. Where is this data specifically for age coming from?
Yeah, I don't say this. I don't make this sound bad, but I really feel like this. I don't really see want to say the point of this viz. I want to say that as nice as possible, because veteran age is compared to what, right? Because then like we have buckets of different ages of veterans, but like cool, but like what is someone trying to do with that? Like what's the context behind it?
Correct. So we have Timothy from here from the chat. He said charts are inconsistent as far was labeling. One of two have the labels at the end of the bars. The one does not. And he said, we have somebody else here, another from the chat. We have tons of comments. It's tough to sell hypothesis that says all is exception. We have Andrew saying gradient scale will be helpful in one of these. And he's saying also, I will also reduce using 1,000 or trying to standardize all across the graph. Right? Yes, that's right. There is a lot of issues here with formatting of the numbers, right? Some of them are formatted, some of them are not. It's all over the place, so you're not sure. I mean, it is not consistent. So right now we're talking about standardization, right? That's one of the things about data visualization that you always standardize your colors or anything else. Let me see what else I have here in the chat. Hold on. They say I do like the spacing on the numbers because it's easier to read as opposed to I don't know. So what else do you see, Eric? What will you redo the whole thing again? The whole dashboard? Yeah.
Absolutely. It needs a complete rework. These should have sub dashboards underneath there that makes it easier to parse out the information. There's everything that we mentioned here could really be implemented. I think that somebody could spend even 3 or 4 hours. They could really create something meaningful that's not only easy to read, but easier to consume, and really give the consumer something that's digestible and not leave you with more questions than answers.
I see. There's someone in here saying that is the reduction of veterans a result of automation and drones? Maybe that's what that's their their statistics or something. I don't know. That could be what they're expecting. Maybe.
What about paychecks? Maybe it's the paycheck.
Maybe. Let's do this, Eric. No, thank you for bringing this great visualization to talk about, to share, because that's one of those, like, we call it like in the ugly side, but it's just great because we want to make it better, right? We want to learn how to make it better, and everybody can see things in the visualization that others cannot see. That's one of the things about the show, is how can we collaborate to make visualizations better. So, Abe, are you able to share?
We can try.
Let's try. If not, I think Aaron, you can try it, right? If you cannot, it doesn't work. I mean, I have Aaron who can share yours.
I've got his pulled up as well.
Oh, great.
All right. Can everyone see it?
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah. It is. Right there.
Awesome.
Right there. I love the introduction. I think it's great.
Yeah, so I kind of cheated because I was like kind of really busy with school, so I kind of stole Ken Flair. I can't pronounce his name.
That's
Ken
fine.
Flair.
Everybody has the same issue.
yeah, one of those twins. I found he did a presidential historic timeline. So I just kind of took the template, downloaded the Excel file, and I added my own data. Mostly from Marines.com and just prior knowledge that I have. So nothing business related, no stats. This is just a historic timeline of the Marine Corps from its birth, which is its birthday today, 246 years old, awesome. And then up until recent times. So what I did to kind of clean up the viz, I found this picture. I thought it was really cool. I added it to the back of the visualizations. I kind of sent it backwards. I changed. This was, I think, pink or not. The line in the bubbles were like pink or red, so I just changed it to white. And it kind of took forever because I was like reverse engineering it, like, how did he do it? I was trying not to look at his example as much as I can, just trying to like figure it out and kind of play with it from there. So from here, this is like 1775, the Marine Corps is born. So kind of just wrote about Captain Samuel Nichols. He was the first Marine Corps recruiter. He founded Tun Tavern, or he helped found the Marine Corps at Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Fun fact: Tun Tavern is actually not there anymore. It's actually just a sign in somewhere in Philadelphia that says this is where Tun Tavern could have been.
Okay. Can you make it a little bit larger? See if you can and make your screen a little bit. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I did before.
Okay.
Yes.
So how
yes.
it works is you can click on the one on the right, and also it will move it through time, right? So the different things, right? Correct.
So right here, boom. Oh wait, actually, no, I messed up. I didn't put the actions to where it goes automatically. So you can scroll, but you have to like.
Okay.
So 1776, the first amphibious raid at Fort Nassau. I believe that's in the Bahamas. Yeah, it should be. The Leathernecks. So for those that don't know, the Marines, we have our name called the Leathernecks because back in the day, I guess people needed pirates and people to kick ass and drink, and they're like, hey, we'll call you guys Marines. I guess that's how it went down. So essentially, they would call us Leathernecks because back in those days they would fight with like swords, and if you want to just kill someone, you just chop their head off with a sword. So they would wear like a big leather, I don't even know, pad around their neck to kind of help them, to help prevent from getting decapitated. So that's where the name Leathernecks came from. And then I'm sure everyone's familiar with the term jarhead. I believe that's from just back in the day we wore these huge helmets and it just looks like jars. Let's keep going.
So
yes,
what do you think, Eric, about this visualization?
I think it presents a very clear image of who the subject is, which is always nice. I think that some of the highlights could be, I mean, it's hard to tell because I think my screen is a little bit smaller, but I like larger facts to be just kind of jump out at me, maybe more in. I mean, it's the history, but I like bullets. I like it short and sweet.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for doing this. It looks better. Awesome. Okay. So what do you think, Josh? Do you know all of this about the Marine Corps?
I mean, just because my entire family's Navy and my older brother's in the Marines for 12 years, I know quite a bit about the Marines. But what I did not know, and as I'm sitting here listening, I actually Googled it real quick, Tun Tavern. I was intrigued by that. So I was like, I'm big on military history, so I want to do a little bit of research there and learn more about it.
Awesome.
So this is the type of stuff I enjoy kind of hearing about. But yeah, it's an awesome timeline and way to capture great details about the Marine Corps and where they started and what they've gone through, if you will. I'm a huge fan of the fun facts. As we just had our company fireside chat an hour ago, we went through our company timeline, and our owner was actually running through it, giving little fun facts about each kind of step of the way. This is one of those things. It gets the audience engaged. It's a first Marine to win the Medal of Honor. Well, what's an interesting fact about how he won it and what happened, right? Where did the term leatherneck come from? Where did the term jarhead come from, right? Jarheads and squids and things like that. Those little nuances between the branches and how we like to kind of jive with each other. Those are fun facts to just kind of learn about the internal rivalries, but we're all, as we go through the history of each branch.
Correct. That's what I like too. I think this is a great way to kind of like introduce other individuals to data visualization, Josh, or to even a kid, right? We can take a 10-year-old or someone that already knows how to read or something and say, hey, look at this, learn about the military, or it doesn't have to be the military, maybe something else that you want to teach someone. to learn something about. The other thing that I think we can do, Abe, is every time that you were talking about those things, Josh gave me an idea. What if we put a hyperlink on some of these words here? So you click on it and it opens Google and search for that. I think that we can do that. So like,
Yeah, that would.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty. At first, I wanted to like add a picture or something of, for
Mhm.
example, John Mackey. But then when I tried messing with it, I felt like a picture. It just threw off like the kind of vibe of the background and everything. So I decided to not do that. But yeah, but links probably would have been a great idea.
Yeah. So we have here Ethan from the he's saying that to go to 1997. I think he's
Yeah.
saying.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I put something extra in here. So
Mhm.
well, Ethan's here, so he definitely helped me out a lot with this viz.
Mhm.
So for example, going forward, a couple of the you could see all the years, but going backwards, some of them
Mhm.
would disappear. Some of these, it would be all just pound signs.
Mhm.
And after like an hour or so, I was just like, Ethan, you know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. So he really helped me out with that, and he kind of
Mhm.
showed me where I need to go in the layout section of the dashboard. I think it was, and
Mhm.
kind of like adjust the sizes. So big thank you to Ethan for that. I just
Mhm.
want to let the world know. Scream it from the top of the mountain. So kind of just going through here, kind of birth of the depot. So Paris Island, South Carolina, where the Room Marines are made. That was the first boot camp, and then sometime later, San Diego was established. 1918,
Mhm.
we were called Devil Dogs, which translates to Tufahunden in German for the battle of during the Battle of Belleau Wood.
Mhm.
Very interesting battle. Chesty Puller, he earns his first Navy Cross. He ends up earning 5 over the course of his lifetime. 1942, we got history about Guadalcanal. I really wish I could have figured out how to get the picture of Mount Suribachi in Iwo
Mhm.
Jima. I'm sure everyone, if you don't know it, you'll see it. Then I just got what I got here. 1950, Chosin Reservoir. 1962, the
Mhm.
first Marine in space, Colonel John Herschel
That's
Glenn
awesome.
Jr. Elite Street Fighting Battle Away. So this lasted 33 days, and I saw the documentary on. I don't know if it was on Netflix, it was on something, but essentially the Marines. It's about around 300 of them. They
Mhm.
kicked. They basically took the city from 10,000 Viet Cong. And in the narrator said, the Marines don't care about statistics because we just kept going at them. So 300 versus 10,000. We obviously won. Operation Desert Storm, and then this is the favorite. Everyone's favorite social media manager, Albert Bellamy, our social media LinkedIn veteran guru.
Mhm.
I creeped out on his timeline to see when exactly he joined.
Mhm.
I believe it was 1997. I couldn't get an exact date. I didn't want to give it away, so I just put something in here about Al, just because he's one of like the
Mhm.
he's kind of like one of like my biggest influences on LinkedIn, and he's also a Marine. He just recently retired, so I just wrote January 1998. Albert Bellamy begins his Marine Corps career as a logistics and supply chain analyst, eventually commissioning as an artillery officer and retiring from the Marine Corps in 2021 after 23 years of faithful service.
Awesome.
And then 2001, war in Afghanistan kicks off. 2004, Battle of Fallujah. 2010, I joined the Marine Corps. I joined my senior year in high school, graduated a month later, 2010. I was out of here. And then 2021, today is the Marine Corps' birthday, 246 years
Awesome.
old.
Great.
And that's about it for me.
I think I think I wanted to leave everybody with this, Josh. I want to see what you think. So Aaron said, this is a good dashboard because of the purpose it was made to be historical library of the Marine Corps history. Visualizations come in all different ways. And this is a good use case for this type. What do you think? I think so, right? At the end of the day, it's just the purpose of the dashboard. It works for what it was.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Pretty solid. just a solid representation of the timeline, interactive. Obviously, as he said, in the time that he had to kind of make all the updates and changes and everything he's done. I mean, I think it's a phenomenal use of the timeline. It's a highly interactive timeline dashboard, if you want to call it that way. But as Aaron says, the dashboard, it's a good dashboard for the purpose it was made for. And it shows the historical library of the Marine Corps history. So it's phenomenal. I liked it.
What do you think, Eric? What do you think?
I think for the purpose that it was intended, I think it really delivered a powerful punch, very informative to people. I think two things that would enhance that is, one, understanding that the Marine Corps, not everybody knows this, to those that don't look at this type of information or familiar with the military, is that the Marine Corps is actually part of the United States Navy. That being said, it's also important to understand what the term Marine means. Any Marine folk, any Marines out there that want to tell me what the acronym is?
My ass rides in Navy equipment.
There we go.
I purposely left that. I purposely kind of like omitted that.
Leave it to me to not have any filters.
No, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I didn't know that, to me, myself. I mean, I think that's important. That one of the things that I like, Abe, is how can we, in a week like this, so important about veterans, right? Veterans Day, that we can use something like that to educate people. Because I feel like you educated me, for example, right? And how many people were educated today, Josh, in the chat, that are getting educated with this information? Because I didn't know, for example. I got educated today. And I think that's the important thing that we're doing here, right? That through that visualization, you can educate so many people. Your visualization will be out there out there online, and you can keep educating people. So I really like that, that you're definitely producing something that you can use and share with anyone. They can learn about the Marine Corps. That's awesome. One of the things that can be done is adding also the Air Force and the Navy. And then you have that timeline for also the Navy, also from the Air Force. And then you can click on top and you can say, I want to see the history of the Navy. I want to see the history of the Air Force. That would be amazing, I think, too. I think that's how you can improve it. Yeah.
It would, but I was kind of being biased.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I want to leave everyone with something that I found that it intrigues me. Let me see if I want to share my screen really quick, because this is something a lot of people, I think, they don't know. And I didn't know it myself. And I think this is super important. I don't know if you can see my screen. So you're not going to believe this. Hopefully everybody, and I think I want you guys' opinion on this. Believe it or not, data visualization cannot even be available or exist without the military. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. The first visualizations ever created, as you can see here on the screen, were created thanks to the military. All of these visualizations are from the 1800s, were actually created for the military. So nothing could have even been created. And look at this, for example, these were military personnel that was in the hospital. And this lady created these charts were being used today by engineers and things like that. But what got my attention was this one. Think about it. This guy, William Playfair, invented the bar chart, the line, and the pie chart. All of it because of military data and military need that wasn't. So those years they needed to make better use of data to be able to take better decisions on by the military on when they were fighting, or the armies when they're fighting on those years. And it was the military data who started it all. And I think that's incredible. And that's what I wanted to bring this up. What do you think, Josh, about that, right? Is that incredible how the military probably is the best one using statistics and things like this?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you just think about what the military does across the board, data is all around us. So it's to be able to make the decisions of where we're going, how we're going there. You think back to the wars, 200 years ago, 300 years, it's all based on data and, high level statistical analysis. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
This is great.
So what do you remember, Eric, from when you were in the Air Force about, I don't know, maybe you remember all of how you guys were using data, right? Or data visualization or things like that.
Yeah, it was always preached that the keys to the world is not necessarily the missile, but it is information, data, which comes from data. Information comes from data, and that's what rules the world. If you control that, you control everything. And that's why when we were developing our IT infrastructures, that's why when we set up our data warehousing, as that kind of spun up, way back in the day, those things were really important to the Air Force. Like, look, we have to centralize this information. We've got to be able to look at it. We've got to be able to analyze it, and we have to be able to present this, because key decisions for our entire future, the globe's future, is based on what we do right now. And
Correct.
Where we are today is because of the ripple effects of what was done, when all of us were serving and well before them.
Awesome. Thank you. So Dave, what do you think when you were in the Marines? I mean, when you were there, what do you remember about how they were using data?
Well, mostly towards the tail end of my career. So I was a recruiter, essentially sales. Absolutely hated it. Would not do it again. For those that know. So that's where I kind of really started learning about data, but I wasn't into it at all. And so we were analyzing our own sales data, all right, if we need 10, if we make 10 phone calls, 6 of those will turn into contacts. How many of those will turn into appointments? How many turn into those interviews? And how many of those will turn into contracts? So essentially, understanding how to look at our ratios and do it ourselves, to kind of focus our efforts. All right, I need to be in the schools more. I need to make more phone calls. So that's just pretty much all I did with data in the military. But it did help a lot, understanding all right, I shouldn't be on the phone from noon because no one's home. Let me go fucking let me go shake some hands and kiss some babies. Kind of meet people.
Right. No, thank you so much. I mean, we're almost at the end, but I just wanted to say thank you to Josh, to Eric, to Abe. I mean, great visualizations today. Great topic. I mean, we're going to do this again on December, I think it's December 8th, right? December 8th or 11th. In the chat, there is a link for Sign Up Genius for anyone that wants to sign up for a new week. We have different topics or themes every week. Next week, we have HR data, amazing data. I mean, HR is super important in any organization. So we're going to have that next week for anyone that wants to participate with us. We have HR data, and we have many other weeks. There's a lot of fun. Next year, we have pizza, beer. We had tacos the other day. We have so many different topics and things. We have sports. When we get close to the Super Bowl, we're going to have soccer. You name it. We have everything. Thanksgiving. We have that one. E-commerce. Just find it there in the chat. You can sign up. It's very easy to sign up. It only takes 3 minutes. And let us know if you want to participate with us. And thank you so much to Abe again, to Josh, and to Eric. And again, it's an honor to have you here. And we thank you for your services, and for everybody that is on the chat too, that is a veteran. Thank you so much. And tomorrow, remember, is Veterans Day. And if you have a family member or a friend like us that is a veteran, please say thank you for your services, and let's honor our veterans, because that's very important in our country. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
you. Thank you.
Have a good day.
Great. Awesome. Let's do it again. Let's see.